What's happening, Hoodlum Gang? Welcome back to my channel. This your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old end. And this is part two. Me pretty much just showing y'all where I grew up at. Where I spent a lot of time as a kid over here in the 30s, man. The West Coast 30s area. We on 33rd and Webster. This right here is the house where I used to live, where I spent a lot of time. It actually don't look too much different. They changed it a little bit. Still see the same garage, still see the little carport thing, looking rusty and old. Mind you, my family hasn't lived in this house since about 2003. This fence is still the same, except for it was white. They didn't have this. You used to just be able to walk in. This right here next to it, this house did not exist. It was literally like an empty, like a vacant lot where people used to just have cars right there. Old broken down cars. I'm quite sure those cars have been there since probably the 70s and 80s. Like, it was old school cars just sitting there for decades. Like I said, this is the house. I remember these lemons in the tree. We used to pick them and make lemonade. It still pretty much look the same, man. That's crazy. I ain't been over here and shit, man. I couldn't even tell you. This house right here was not here. It was a house right here, but it actually was like a abandoned house right there. It was an abandoned house. Nobody lived in there. Sometimes we used to go in there. I remember my Uncle Dax used to go in there. He used to collect spiders for some weird fucking reason. Dax, if you see this, man, why did you used to collect spiders? He would go inside the house and collect spiders and put them in a jar and bring them back home. I think they built this house maybe in the mid 2000s, but all throughout the 90s, it was just like a little abandoned house. There was nothing there. This is the 15 freeway I was talking about. Just on the other side of the 15 freeway is the 59 Brims and the Vario Shell Towns, the 38s, the Gammas. This little ditch right here, man, we used to be inside of here playing as kids, man. It was always a hole in this gate, so it was easier to get through here. We could just come out the house right here and just go straight through and go down there. As you can see, it's a lot of graffiti down there. You know, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's Logan Heights Stresse, one of the cliques. And we used to be down there, man, just doing bad shit, especially when it rained, man, and there'd be like a little river down there. We spent a lot of time down there, a lot of summer days. This fence is still old from the time that they put it up. Like I said, man, just imagine we was the only house on this side of the street. These houses been here. All these been here. It was just our house right here. It was white at the time. This was an abandoned house. Nobody lived here. And it didn't have a garage. It was much smaller than that. Kind of like one of them houses I showed you in the last video. I remember my Uncle Dax, one of his best friends used to live right here. Don't know if they people still live here. Yeah, and that was a vacant lot. A vacant lot, man. If you see straight ahead across 33rd, you see like a house is right there, but that wasn't a house back in the days. That used to be vacant. We used to walk up there to 31st or 32nd. We would walk up there to go to the Boys and Girls Club on 30th. And even to go to school in my later years, the bus stop was up there. My cousin Sherrod used to be over here on National. We was just talking about this stuff. For those of y'all who know me know that my grandmother just passed. My grandpa passed in 2020. And my grandmother passed, and the funeral was on Thursday. The homecoming was yesterday. So we was just talking about it, and I was telling them that I was gonna come over here. You know, it's only right. But yeah, my cousin, I think his bus stop was on 32nd in Ocean View. I was on 31st in Webster. But we used to walk up that. every morning. You could just go straight through. There was nothing right there. Those might have been there and those, but it was a gap. Like those two right there was not there. As you can see, it's just like a cul-de-sac street. I remember those apartments right there being built like in 99, 2000, 2001. They looked at like the newest thing over here at the time. They are low income. I'm quite sure they still are. Yeah, man, this is the area. This is the area. I remember being up here in these apartments. I remember this house. Big Kurt from West Coast. His people lived right there. Been in there a million times as a kid. Man, you know, let me just walk down here. Just for the fuck of it. You know, don't nobody live down here no more, but yeah, man. I just remember all of this. It still look the same, man. Look exactly the same. You know? Shit, man. You know, it's my childhood on this street, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how things change but stay the same. Nah. Yeah, man. He asked me, was I looking for somebody? Cause I got my phone out. You know, people get nervous when you start pulling out phones, but nigga, I wasn't trying to put y'all in my video. Like I said, man, I remember being right here in this apartment. As a matter of fact, OG dude for West Coast used to be up there. Leswood, R.I.P. Leswood. Y'all, if y'all from the coast, you know what I'm talking about. I think he had a shootout with the police right here. I remember being in the house when it happened, and the police was all out here, and they was telling us to get on the ground and stuff like that. And I remember hearing he died later, but he lived in that apartment up there. Like I said, Big Kurt used to live right here, or his family did. You know, it's just another piece of me. I'll probably go to Memorial next time, to the park. Show you a few more spots. As a matter of fact, I might go to a third location. But yeah, until then, it's your boy Hoodie from the hood, your friend from that big old end.